Government invests an additional $300,000 in transportation for the police. Guadeloupe is next in line for associate membership in the OECS and the Ministry of Small Business Development, creating an enabling environment for enhanced commerce. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up.
And don't waste time, eh? You know we deliver all over Dominica. The customer waiting for their product. All right?
Delivery from Muslim store. Anybody home?
Whether you rent or you have your own home, the Muslim store is the place to get what you need. We deliver.
Trust me, fellas, HIV is for real. Don't take chances, it's not worth it. Use a condom every time, fellas. The choice is yours, don't take chances. I play it safe, I use a condom every time. You should as well.
We mixing white dog with anything. Only white dog. White dog with anything. Only white dog can beat it. It's calling. I'm eating. It's calling. Only white dog can beat it. It's calling. I'm eating.
White Oak. When it pours, you reign.
Celebrate the mass with trading at Courts. Need to spruce up outdated and old products this carnival? Well, trade in your old item for something brand new at Courts and get up to $400 cash discount. The more you spend, the greater the cash discount. Offer applies to both cash and credit purchases, but shop on credit and pay absolutely nothing until Easter with purchases 24 months and over. We'll even haul away the old item when we deliver the new. So don't wait. Shop today and enjoy the mass with Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
When life moves fast, you need something to keep up with you. That's why you need the MyLime app. Remember the days of lining up to top up your phone? Well, not anymore. Now you can top up to start talking the night away. How about those pesky bills for postpaid? If you'd like to look at your entire bill, press download. Do you have that friend that always spams you for phone credit? Let's send them some credit. Need to post your selfies online? How about getting a data bolt on? Using the MyLime app takes less than 10 seconds. Now go forth and text, WhatsApp, and watch videos. My life, my way, MyLime.
Government has provided the police with an additional 3 new vehicles valued at $317,000. One will be placed at the immigration section at Douglas Chelsea Airport, while the other 2 vehicles will be assigned to the traffic department and the Vikas police station. Vikas has been without a vehicle for the last 3 years. The Minister for National Security, who presented the keys to the Chief of Police on Wednesday, said he expected the new vehicles to boost police efficiency in responding to reports by the public. Mr. Blackmore said taxpayers ought to receive value for money in terms of safety and security.
The free vehicles have been advised cost the people of Dominica $317,000. And that money has been made available at a time when it is very difficult financially and globally. I had to convince the Minister for Finance, who's also the Prime Minister, and he recognizes the importance of the function of the police force and has given his approval to make the money available for the procurement of those 3 brand new vehicles, all from local funds, and that in itself is very significant.
Blackmore said he hoped the police would not let down the people of Dominica.
And the police, therefore, has to redeem itself, because too very often I hear, for matter of fact, that a report is made to the police, 1 hour thereafter, no response, and when the police do in fact respond, they say no vehicles. But I can say to you today that we have vehicles. And in keeping with the fundamental principle of the Labour Party, in ensuring that every police station and every department and every section is outfitted with a police vehicle.
The police chief pledged to place greater emphasis on the management and care of the new vehicles.
We have a reputation, I must say, that our officers do not take proper care, control and management of police vehicles. That is not a good reputation. Mr. Minister, I want to assure you that as long as I am chief, I will take a keen interest in all three vehicles. My eye will be on these vehicles. I must let you know too, and the public must know that we have a system to control the vehicles. But for whatever reason, we find ourselves wanting and lacking in the supervision of the vehicles. Under my watch, these vehicles will properly control, manage, and supervise.
In other news now, Guadeloupe is next in line to be welcomed into the OECS as an associate member. Martinique obtained that status of associate member of the OECS when the first ever OECS Authority meeting was hosted there recently. His Excellency Ambassador Felix Gregoire says an OECS negotiating team led by Dominic and Swinburne Lestrade had previously been discussing the membership of both countries in OECS, but Martinique was advanced in its readiness. The ambassador says Mr. Lestrade will continue negotiations with Guadeloupe, which is expected to come on board in the near future. Martinique will have bilateral relations with its OECS counterparts in the areas of health, education and climate change.
We have ongoing matters like security, which we already have arrangements for cooperation. We have to continue dealing with immigration matters, because these are very important matters for OECS nationals, especially Dominicans. The question of immigration. These are matters that are being continuously worked on. And of course, question of trade, because we have been mounting trade missions to Martinique and Guadeloupe. And in fact, this week, there's a group from the Chamber of Commerce of Martinique in Dominica working with the OECS business unit.
Under the OECS Economic Union Agreement, which Martinique is part of, provision is made for free movement of people and goods. The Honorable Prime Minister and OECS Chairman Roosevelt Skerrit signed a cooperative agreement with Martinique's president, which covers a number of areas to be formally dealt with. They include agriculture, tourism, immigration and security. It is expected that this agreement will be made public. The Honorable Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development says her ministry is working on creating an enabling environment for enhanced commerce, increased enterprise and small business development.
Some of the key undertakings going forward and soon from now would be a strategy, a national policy and action plan on manufacturing, on the manufacturing sector for its expansion. We would also be putting in place a policy on micro, small and medium enterprises. And as you know, in terms of commerce, we would have to function not only ensuring we have the proper environment for increased commerce and ensuring we have production that would meet the export market, but to ensure that it is within CARICOM to take opportunities within the CSME, to take opportunities within the OECS Economic Union, and to partner, for example, with the French West Indies to not only produce, but to ensure that when we produce, it reaches the markets.
The minister says one of her key areas of focus would be agro-industry alongside the cultural, creative and service industries.
So we would want to spread the culture of enterprise across the country, across the nation, targeting women, youth, men, the retired who can transfer technology and all of this. There's an increased interest among the youth in getting into various enterprise. Small business development is one medium where we can help to alleviate poverty, to increase employment and income, to support the families and to grow the economy.
In more news, a senior government official from St. Kitts and Nevis says a soil fertility mapping project taking place in Dominica this week is critical for the region and his country, which has moved away from sugar to non-sugar agriculture. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture in St. Kitts is participating in discussions with a Moroccan delegation on the implementation of the soil fertility mapping project.
And so as we move from sugar into non-sugar agriculture, it is important to us for us to know what our soil contains, as different crops have different requirements. I believe it is timely also within the whole Caribbean region as we move also towards integration and we're looking also to supply ourselves with food, that it is more than just an island by itself, but it is the whole Caribbean region as we look and attempt to do these different things.
Stanley says St. Kitts and Nevis is moving towards food security.
It is something very important for us to feed ourselves and to find markets overseas in other countries that cannot produce similar goods in terms of food. So we are very thankful and in support of the project, and we are very happy that the Moroccans could come on board to help us at this critical point in time in our history.
And partners of Child Fund Dominica are being trained in child assault prevention this week. The training workshop for facilitators began here on Wednesday.
The training session is part of a pilot program being facilitated by Child Fund Caribbean with support from the Government of Canada and UNICEF. Facilitator of the session, Cheryl Mota, says they are empowering children and their rights under the motto, "All children deserve to be safe, strong and free."
And what we're trying to do is talk about that to believing children, and that giving them an empowerment means that they have rights and also the responsibility to care about the rights of others. So this helps in preventing peer assault, bullying. It helps prevent stranger abduction and known adult assault.
Mota says participants will be qualified to do the ICAP program.
They'll be able to go into all the schools, and we have a three-prong approach. They train the staff, the parents, and the students. Their certification will be based on not only this training, but also the rehearsals and also the work that they will be doing with Child Fund. Going into the schools, their certification is based on them going to the schools, and they will have to train the teachers, and they will have to train the parents. And we're hoping for a big parent turnout, because this is really important. In fact, it involves the entire island, community involvement on reducing violence against children.
Mota gave us a preview of what's planned for Thursday.
They have to do role plays, which they have to memorize this whole script, and it's kind of daunting in a way, but it's also fun. And it's the one thing about CAP is it's a lot of fun. We never talk about abuse. We always talk about being rights to be safe, strong, and free. And if someone tries to take those rights away, then there's things you can do. And what can you do? And that's what we teach.
You are watching Channel 5 News. More news after this.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products, and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want, hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Strong preparation. Strong concentration. Strong teamwork. Strong nerve. Strong performance. Strong oil. Volkswagen recommends Castrol Edge, our strongest oil. Castrol, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
C'est la vie nous. It's our life. It's a real mass in Dominica. Savor the real spirit of festivity. Revel in the intrigue of a masquerade band. Delight in the glitz and glamour of the parades. The royalty of pageantry. The camaraderie of fetes. Come alive to the musical rhythms of Dominica's Lapo Cabaret. So is bouillon music you want? Let the bouillon captivate your mind, body and spirit. And oh, that sweet, sweet sound of the calypso beat moving you. Let's go, join us. Give in to the captivating pool of the sights, sounds, tastes, and smells of the real mass. Oh yes, it's Mass Dominic. It's here, it's our life. It's a real Mass 2015. C'est la vie nous. Dominica's Carnival, brought to you by the Government of Dominica, the Discover Dominica Authority, and Platinum Partner Line.
Yes, Patrice?
Doc, your 2 o'clock is ready when you are.
Okay, bring him in. Hi, Kyle. Come and sit and talk to me. Kyle, your mom brought you here because she's worried about you.
I'm okay.
I hear you have a new friend named Ricardo.
Ricardo is my brother's friend. We take a lot of pictures together. He gets really happy and gives me all the toys I want.
How do you feel when you take all those pictures?
Sometimes he asks me to do things that hurt, but the pain goes away.
1 in 5 boys and 1 in 3 girls under 18 is sexually abused in the Caribbean. Treating the symptoms doesn't treat the abuse. Reporting is easy and it's confidential. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should not keep. You are right to tell. For further information on child abuse, call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Thank you for staying with us. Grenadian agriculture official says a database designed as part of the Morocco-sponsored soil fertility mapping project will bring much-needed change to his country's agriculture.
Mason is among OECS representatives in Dominica for talks on the implementation of the soil mapping project. He says Grenada's soil map done in the 1950s is outdated and there is currently no standard way of fertilizing the land. It is anticipated that the mapping project will assist in operating and fertilizing the soil.
There is a database that's going to be designed, and that will be crucial to us because we have a GIS system at the department, which is in the Ministry of Agriculture. We do soil fertility, we do plant nutrition, and this would be crucial at the time to assist the farmers in their production system.
Grenada produces cocoa and receives fertilizer from Morocco. Mason, who is involved with the Geographic Information System, believes this project will also be meaningful in that respect.
We have a problem with our cocoa in terms of the potassium level in cocoa. I think it builds up some chemical called cadmium, and we have a problem with this, and this is not what is needed. So with the plant nutrition guide, it will help us very much in organizing that sort of things.
And the mighty Pigtail will defend his crown against 10 contenders at the Port Kaiso show on Friday. The show will take place at the container park at the Woodbridge Bay Port. This is the second year the Dominica Port Authority is hosting this event.
We're asking everybody to come out and support us. It's a venture that we put together to enable port users, port staff, custom officers to come and compete and have some fun. The winner of the event would be getting $1,000. The crown, obviously, a trip for 2, a tablet from Lime, and a trophy. The first runner-up will be getting $600, a tablet from Lime, a trophy, and some gift certificates.
Mighty Pigtail will defend his crown against Mighty Roro, Lulu, The Surpriser, Lady Melody, Intruder, Big Jeff, Soof, Lady Hashima, and the Mighty Jack. And a veteran artist is calling for National Art Center to display the work of various local artists. Early Tien says there's a need for Dominicans to identify with their black culture.
I'm just giving one example of the Barracoons, which is an office for corporation, whereas it should be looked on as an icon or the history of our ancestors. Another thing we need, with all this profusion of art in Dominica, we need a national art collection. We need to get works from Agostino Brunas, Darius David, Percy Eger. It is time we look on our identity, our history, especially for the younger ones.
Meanwhile, Etienne describes his artwork as Art African Retention, being manifested in Dominica. His most recent art exhibition opened on Tuesday at the Art Asylum on Independence Street. He describes some pieces dealing with identity, masking, and sexuality.
During Carnival, you see a lot of, I would say, deviant behavior, cross-dressing, people trying to find themselves. So when we think of the ancestors, this will just bring us back and make us think of who we are, as we see, its identity.
His last art exhibition was held during the independence celebrations of 2014. And with reference to the DSC's Mass Jamboree on Thursday afternoon, that event will now be held at the Arawak House of Culture, not the stadium, as was previously reported. Sports is next.
We kick off with some football news. Kensborough edged out Harlem in action from the DFA Division 1 League on Tuesday, while in the Domlec Women's League, Dive Dominica Harlem United continued with their impressive run this season.
RIC Kensborough, Kinfield Football Club and Wacky Rollers all recorded wins last night in the DFA Division 1 League. In a doubleheader at the Baffin State playing field, Joachim Dominic scored in the second half of play to secure a 1-0 victory for Kensborough over the arch-rivals Malta India Harlem United. In the second match of the night, Kinfield Football Club walked away with 3 points and 3 goals without breaking a sweat as Colio failed to show up for their match. And at the Dubla playing field, Wacky Rollers defeated Starin and Son St. Joseph 5-1. Meanwhile, in the Domlec Women's League, Dive Dominica Harlem United continued their strong challenge to the title with a 3-1 victory over Bomber Starlight at the Newtown playing field. Ali Jatit, Onisha Delrouge and Kimra Joseph scored for Harlem, with Donisha Xavier scoring for Starlights. The Division 1 League continues tonight with a doubleheader at the Baffin State playing field, with Dasper Porters taking on All Saints at 5 p.m, while at 7 p.m, with Nemesis United versus Jays Limited Grand for Young Boys.
On to some cricket, where the West Indies Cricket Board has confirmed that 4 men will be contesting the posts of President and Vice President of the West Indies Cricket Board. The incumbent president, Wycliffe Dave Cameron, will be challenged by former West Indies great Joel Big Bird Garner, while Baldaf Mabahir will challenge Emmanuel Nanthan for the post of vice president. The West Indies Cricket Board will hold its annual general meeting on the 7th of March in Jamaica. As part of the AGM, elections will be held for the positions of president and vice president of the West Indies Cricket Board. Meantime, the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands and Guyana have already announced that they will support Cameroon and Nanthan, while Barbados and Trinidad are likely to support the other candidates. Reports from Jamaica last week suggested that they will not support their own candidate, Dave Cameron. Cameron himself admitted some difficulties meeting with the Jamaica Cricket Association.
The discussion, I've always said to the JCA, I'm available to come and sit with you at any time at all.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I got invited on my request to meet to settle some issues with the draft system, the professional system we're setting up, and I had to travel. Mr. Fritz Harris sent it to me, and I told him I had to travel, and could we reschedule for another day? That didn't happen. I was invited once by Dr. Bennett to the Trelawney Stadium. I was actually in Montego Bay. They told me they were having a walkthrough and a board meeting. I turned up at the stadium, and they barely spoke to me. So I left. Wavell Hines can confirm that. So Orville, it's not that I have not made attempts. I've put out my hand. I'm here. I'm in Jamaica. Right. There's no discussion about if you need to see me. I'm here. So, I mean, I've gone to other boards to meet with them on their request.
And chairman of the West Indies selectors, Clive Lloyd, believes that the West Indies players need to appreciate that they are playing the world's biggest tournament and accept the responsibilities and pressures that come along with it. Lloyd, the captain of the all-conquering team of the 1970s and 80s, was the first man to lift the Cricket World Cup when the West Indies beat Australia in 1975, and lifted the trophy again in 1979 when the West Indies beat England.
I look at the players here. I want to see them feel, they must feel proud to be here. This is the showpiece of cricket. And I want to see them happy. You know, I want to see them go out there and give their all, blood and guts. Because if they win this World Cup, I know a lot of people don't give us a chance, but you never know. We weren't supposed to be the winners in 1975. Pakistan wasn't supposed to be the winners in Melbourne, but they made it. India weren't supposed to be the winners, and they came out of a situation when Zimbabwe had them 80 for 6 or whatever it is. And then Capelstead played, masterful innings. So you never can tell. We have talented cricket. If we can just get it together, we can give a good account of ourselves and surprise a lot of people.
Meantime, former ODI captain Darren Sammy is calling for full support for the new captain Jason Holder. The West Indies are currently playing Scotland in their final warm-up match as we speak. Sammy says he was in the same position as Holder and feels that full support is needed.
Obviously, whether you experience or not, you need your teammates to carry you through, because cricket is a team sport, and it's important that we, the senior members, carry him through. Last World Cup, I was in the same situation where it was my second stint as captain, and I was in the World Cup. So, with the experience I have gathered over the years, I will definitely pass it on to him. And he's one who is always welcome for advice. And I always say, as a captain, you must always trust your gut, but also have the ability to make the team feel and be part.
And in more cricket news, the Windward Islands' crushing win over Trinidad has put them in 4th place in the WICB regional point standings with a 20-point lead over Trinidad as they look to secure a semi-final spot in the competition. The Windwards are 4th with 46 points with 2 wins and 3 losses from their 5 matches played. Guyana tops the point standings with 75 points with 4 wins and a loss. Barbados has 2nd with 60 and Jamaica has 53 with the Windwards 46. The Windwards will play Jamaica in St. Vincent starting on Friday. Meantime, taking a look at the top performers so far, Devon Smith leads the charts with 350 runs. Tyrone Theophil has 327 runs at an average of 40. Nasim Dinarine 306 and Shane Dorwich 293. Ferasami Pomal heads the wicket department with 38 wickets. Imran Khan and Devendra Bishru have 24 wickets each, and Kenroy Peters 21 wickets. Shane Chillingford has 16 from 3 matches, and Mervyn Matthew also has 16 wickets. And in results from the various disciplines in the sports division organized secondary schools events, the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, they edged out the Castleborough Secondary School in schools basketball 57-56. For the ITSS, Shalon Vidal scored 21 points, had 11 rebounds. Maverick Matthew 17 points, Cameron Frederick 10 points. And for the Castleborough Secondary, Nealon John Charles had 29 points, Raheem Etienne 10 points. Meantime, in cricket, the Pierre Charles Secondary School beat the St. Mary's Academy in the United Insurance Under-20 Cricket Championship. SMA won the toss and sent PCSS in to bat first. And the Pierre Charles School scored 163, with Alec Athanez getting 66, and Akan Edwards 23. Nick Alexander took 4 for 22, and Terrell Tusa 3 for 80 for SMA. St. Mary's Academy was 76 all out in reply, with Terrell Tusa getting 47. Alec Athanez picked up 4 for 4, and McCoy Blah 4 for 19. SMA batting again in their follow-on had Terrell Tusa. He scored 85, and Kian John Baptist picked up 2 for 44. Pierre Charles Secondary winning on first innings. That's a wrap on sports. Join us next time. I'm Catherine.
Your weather is next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Vernie Master Honore. The high-pressure system continued to be the dominant feature across the area today, resulting in generally fair skies. No rainfall was observed on radar imagery today. These fair conditions can be expected to continue into tonight. However, by tomorrow, weak instability will produce increased cloudiness and scattered showers across the island. Sea conditions tomorrow, moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. And looking ahead, a relative improvement in conditions can be expected Friday into Saturday. And across the Eastern Caribbean tomorrow, a dissipating frontal boundary will result in increased cloudiness and scattered showers across the northernmost portion of the island chain, while across the southernmost portion, partly cloudy to cloudy skies can be expected. And on the international scene, freezing temperatures can be expected in New York with snow rain, clear skies in Miami and Beijing, overcast conditions in London, and the chance of thunderstorm in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:31 a.m. and will set at 6:08 p.m. For updated information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. Government invests an additional $300,000 in transportation for the police. Guadeloupe next in line for associate membership in the OECS. And the Ministry of Small Business Development creating an enabling environment for enhanced commerce. Send your questions and comments to news@mapping2k4.com. For instant access to the news, you can download the Turn Up 767 app. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching.